Hey tennis coaches, you're confusing us. And you know what? You're right. Whoever sent this comment to me, you are right. As tennis coaches, we use a very specific language, and totally guilty. Every now and then, I'm assuming that people know exactly what I mean. For instance, when I say, load the outside leg. So the reminder there, very well taken, thank you. What is the outside leg? What is the inside leg? Why are we stressing so much about the outside leg? How do I get my outside leg behind the shot, whether it's on the ground strokes or on the volleys? So this is the video to explain what the outside leg is. The outside leg is the leg that is on the same side of your body as the shot that you're about to hit. So if I'm a right-hander, my outside leg on the forehand is my right leg because it's on the right side of my body. And of course, the backhand, it will be my left leg because it's on the same side as the shot that I'm about to take, the backhand. And of course, it's the other way around for a lefty. Left leg is the outside leg for a left-handed forehand. Right leg is the outside leg for a left-handed backhand. And the same is true for your volleys. As a right-hander on my volley, my right leg is my outside leg on the forehand, and my left leg is the outside leg on the backhand volley, vice versa for a lefty. Why are we so concerned with getting the outside leg behind the ball, loading the outside leg? Number one, getting the outside leg behind the ball is, of course, to help with the spacing and also with the efficient transfer of the energy that I'm creating by loading with my outside leg into the ball. So for spacing, if I'm not getting my outside leg behind the ball, whether it's on an open stance or on a closed stance, I'm too far away. And my body weight goes wherever the heck it's gonna go, but it's not gonna go into the shot. Am I directly behind the ball with my outside leg? No. And the reason for that is I have the extension of my racket in addition to the length of my arm. So it is almost behind it. If I were to just hit it with my hand, the ball, I would be almost exactly behind the ball. So that is how you can use that cue for spacing. I'm getting as close to the ball so that when I'm making contact, I take into consideration, of course, that I have the extension of the racket in addition to the length of my arm. The same is true on the backhand side. I'm not going to be directly behind the ball with my outside leg because I would jam myself. But I am being behind the ball here to take into consideration that I have the extension of my arms, whether I'm going to hit a one-hander, two-hander, open stance, or closed stance. What does it mean to load the outside leg? To load means that you're dropping low on that outside leg, because by dropping low and then pushing off the ground, you're generating a ton more energy than simply going up to the ball pretty upright and just using your arm. Yeah, you can hit an okay ball that way, but our lower body, glutes, quads, hamstrings, is obviously so much more powerful than anything in our upper body. So we want to use our outside leg here behind the ball to drop low and generate a lot more energy than I could ever with just my arm. And whether I do that with an open stance here, or a semi-open stance, or a closed stance, my energy comes from my outside leg. And yes, if you want to get technical, the back leg, that would make sense if you hit a closed stance because you're coming from the back here up onto your front leg. On the backhand side, yes, we probably do talk a little bit more about the back leg, although I do try to keep the terminology consistent in calling my left leg my outside leg. Although when I hit closed stance backhands, again, I'm transferring my body weight from loading behind the ball here from my back leg into the front leg and then stepping in. Most people are still more comfortable on the backhand hitting a closed stance. The same is true for, of course, an open stance. If I'm hitting the ball here, I want to load on my outside leg, or whether I'm hitting a semi-open stance. Same thing here. I'm getting behind the ball and I'm going to transfer my body weight into the ball in a forward and angular motion actually. Getting the outside leg behind the ball and loading off of it is especially important on the volley, because on the volley, you don't want to generate any power from a huge swing. So you got to get it from your legs. So if I get a forehand volley, my footwork would be split, get the outside leg behind the ball. And now I can drive into the ball, pushing myself forward from my outside leg. And again, I don't want to swing unless it's a slower and higher ball. We can swing a little bit. Outside leg behind the ball, split and out, split and out. And then I drive forward. Split, outside leg, and driving forward. Let's talk about the return. Again, we're trying to get the outside leg behind the ball and we're loading it. So imagine a bomb is coming in. Again, I'm not having a whole lot of time. And what I want to do is I'm low in my ready position. I'm coming forward. I split and I set my outside leg behind the ball. And I can still be very active and aggressive here. And that is all coming from that outside leg pushing me forward. Same would be true on the backhand, one-hander or two-hander. Get the outside leg behind the ball. And of course, if it's a wide serve, I'm not going to get my outside leg behind the ball. But the effort should be that you're getting that outside leg diagonal up to the ball, so that you are still having a forward movement rather than just this when I'm not getting my outside leg wide. I really like the feedback that I needed to dive into certain terminology or certain topics a little bit more. So if you have anything that you're not quite clear on, just send a request down in the comments and I'll do my best to make a video about it.